First of all, let me know is audio, video both are okay. Are we good to go? A very good evening to good morning to all of you. So is audio and video both are okay? Are we good to go? Let me know. Good morning to all of you. Okay, everything is okay. So let's start. So let's start. Okay. Good morning to all of you. I was in the another class, that's why a little delay happened here. So let's continue the session, and in this particular session, first let me know that have you seen the syllabus of Indian economy and Indian financial system? Have you seen the syllabus? So as you know, on 14th of January, IIBF has been released the books for your all the subjects of the JAIIB. So have you seen the syllabus of Indian economy or not? Let me know. No, nobody has seen the syllabus yet. So syllabus is out, you know this information, na? You know about this, that the syllabus is out. You know about it or not? See, first of all, do make sure you are joining the YouTube session also, because the maximum information we are providing, that is on the YouTube. So on YouTube, 7 a.m. I am taking a YT session for principles and practices of banking. At 8 a.m. I am taking the session for the Indian economy and Indian financial system. These two sessions are English medium sessions. Okay. At 7:30 p.m. I am taking the Indian economy, Indian financial system, and this is a bilingual session. And in today's session of the Indian economy, Indian financial system, I will be talking about which topics, which modules topic we are like the PSL or capital market or money market. What topics are common in the Indian economy, PPB and retail banking. So that you will be covering all the topics at the once. You don't have to go again and again. Okay, so that's what I am going to discuss today. So if you have not seen the syllabus, so first let's complete and discuss the syllabus first, then we will be continuing the topic. Okay, so I was thinking that we should start syllabus today, but if you have not seen the syllabus, so let's discuss the syllabus first, then we will continue. Okay, chaliye, so let's start. So first of all, this is the Indian economy, Indian financial system syllabus. You can see here. First, we have a module A, that is Indian economic architecture. Okay, first we have what? Indian economic architecture. So when you are talking about the Indian economy architecture, it means you are trying to know what actually the Indian economy is, how Indian economy is working. Raj Shekhar is saying no audio. Am I audible now, Shekhar sir? If you are if you are getting audio, let me know. Am I audible now, Shekhar sir, to you? Is anyone else facing the audio issue? No. Okay, 1 second. If anyone facing audio issue, do rejoin the session. Now clear. Chalo, that's good. So let's continue here. So what is Indian economic architecture? In Indian economic architecture, we have to cover the evolution of Indian economy, how Indian economy started, the basic characteristics of the Indian economy, then the Indian economy in pre-British period, Indian economy till 2008, after 2008, structural changes in Indian economy. Now, why 2008 year is here? The reason behind it, because in 2008 financial crisis came. So before that, how the Indian economy was working, after that, how Indian economy was working, that what we have to discuss in the overview. So in the overview of Indian economy, we have to cover what actually the Indian economy is and how it is going on. Okay. Then next we have economic planning in India. When we talk about economic planning, first of all, what is planning? Planning simply means to decide what to do, what not to do to achieve your goal, to achieve your objective. So we all have a certain goal or aims or objective, to how to achieve those goals and aims and objectives. For that, what we are doing planning, and that's the planning we are talking about here. So economic planning in India is covering the definition of economic planning we have to cover. Now the planning means you are deciding here what to do, what not to do. Okay, economic planning means you are deciding how to utilize the resources. Okay, in the economic planning, you are deciding how to utilize the economic resources so that you will be capable of fulfilling the needs and wants of the people. That is known as your economic planning. Okay, so the economic planning definition, the history of economic planning in India, the economic planning is started in the year 1934. We started doing economic planning in the year 1934 with the help of Visvesvaraya Plan. Visvesvaraya Plan was the first plan of our country's economic planning. Then we came to the Planning Commission that started creating 5-year plans. Achha, do let me know how many 5-year plans has been introduced in India. How many 5-year plans has been introduced in India? Let me know. So then we started with the 5-year plans. Planning Commission started making 5-year plans from the year 1951. So we have to cover the history, the objectives of planning, the types of planning. Types of planning means there are a lot of types of planning. Centralized planning, decentralized planning, financial planning, indicative planning we have, normative planning we have, prospective planning we have. All these types of planning we have to cover. Then we have to cover the achievements of planning. What achievements we got by introducing the certain plans. Then we have to cover the 5-year plans that has been introduced by the Planning Commission. The 5-year plans has been introduced by the Planning Commission. If I talk about the Planning Commission was the major achievement for India for introducing the 5-year plans in the country. Okay, so first of all, Planning Commission came in the year 1950. And it started making plan, the first 5-year plan from the year 1951, and this plan went down till the financial year 56. So the first 5-year plan started in 1951 and it continued till 1956. If I talk about the last 5-year plan, the last 5-year plan was the 12th plan, and the 12th plan started in 2012 and it ended in 2017, and it ended in the 2017 year. But before it ends, the another institution, that is the Niti Aayog, has been introduced. In 2012, we started the 12th 5-year plan. We started the 12th 5-year plan in 2012, which went down till 2017. But in 2015, the Niti Aayog has been introduced, and Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission. Okay, Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission. So till 2012 to 15, the Planning Commission was continuing the 12th 5-year plan. After 2015 till 2017, Niti Aayog was making plan. Niti Aayog was continuing the 12th 5-year plan of the Planning Commission. So it means 12th 5-year plan was go down till 2017, but till 15 it was run by Planning Commission. After 15 it was run by the Niti Aayog. Okay, so when did Niti Aayog started its own planning? So Niti Aayog started its own planning after 2017. It means we can say 2017 onwards Niti Aayog started planning. Till then, Niti Aayog was continuing the 12th 5-year plan of the Planning Commission. So this is the planning history of our country. So right now, Niti Aayog is working in our country for the economic planning. So that's all we have to cover in the economic planning in India. Then we have to cover the sectors of Indian economy. If I talk about the sectors of Indian economy, first of all, let's understand this, that the sectors of Indian economy has been divided by whom? By CSO. So in the year 1867-68, the first time India's national income was calculated. And this national income first time calculated by Dada Bhai Naroji. Who calculated this? Dada Bhai Naroji calculated national income by giving a definition or by giving a concept of drain wealth theory. So he told us that what is drain wealth theory, and he explained the drain wealth theory to us in the year 1867-68, in which he told us that what is your drain wealth theory is actually. So drain wealth theory simply means how the wealth of Indian economy is going abroad. It was taken by the Britishers out of our country. So because the Britishers were taking the wealth of our country, so that's why our national income was very low at that time. So the first time national income was calculated in 1867-68 by the Dadabhai Naroji. But after that, when we got independence in 1947, Government of India introduced a National Income Committee. And this was the first official attempt to calculate the national income by the Ministry of Finance. Okay. In 1947, National Income Committee has been made. This committee studied the 1948-49 data and gave the first report in 1951. Okay, that was the first official attempt to calculate the national income, whose report we got in the year 1951. After that, what happens? After that, Government of India said that we need a proper organization which actually is going to calculate our national income, our GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP, all the statistical data. So that's why in the year 1951, we have established the CSO, that is Central Statistical Office. And this Central Statistical Office got the work to calculate or to measure all the statistical data of our country. And then to calculate the national income, the CSO has divided our Indian economy into three sectors. That is primary sector, that is also known as agriculture sector. The second one is secondary sector, that is also known as your industrial sector. Then the third one is tertiary sector. And this tertiary sector means your service sector. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. These are the three sectors of economy: primary, secondary and tertiary. Clear? Now, this is what we have to cover under the sectors of economy: the primary, secondary, tertiary, the difference between the sector, the contribution of GDP in different sectors, the agriculture, industry, service sector. These are the three sectors. Employment growth rate in secondary sector, sunrise sector of Indian economy, organized and unorganized sectors of our economy. So that we have to cover under the sectors of Indian economy. Now, role of priority sector and MSME. So if I talk about the priority sector and MSME, these two topics will be available in the PPB also. These two topics are available in the PPB also. There you have to study what is PSL, how many PSL sectors are there. Then what are the PSL targets, what are the PSL sub-targets, that we have to cover there. Okay, all that thing we have to cover there in the PPB, principles and practices of banking. Then we have to cover what is MSME, the MSME Act, the definitions of MSME, all these we have to cover under the principles and practices of banking. And in the particular Indian economy subject, what we have to cover the definition and role of priority sector. Then we have to cover the list of priority sector, that are total 8 sectors. The priority sector lending norms, the definition of MSME, role and significance of MSME in economic development, the contribution of MSME in GDP, recent initiatives in MSME sector, Atmanirbhar Bharat package, Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India. Like what we are doing here, good morning Swati ma'am, what we are doing here, we have seen here that the when we talk about the GDP, when we talk about priority sector or MSME sector, these are the sectors which actually need development. These are the sectors of the economy. By developing those, we will be able to develop our economy. So we have to give more importance to these sectors. That's why certain initiative has been taken for the MSME. That's why the priority sector lending has been created. So these are the kind of sectors, these are the kind of areas where we need development, where we need improvement. That's why we have done this, all these initiatives. Like the MSME sector, we have Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have Startup India, we have Make in India. Why these initiatives are there? Because all the initiative of making sure that India will become a manufacturing hub. All these initiatives wants to make India a manufacturing hub. Now, what happens if India becomes manufacturing hub? It means India will start producing more goods. So the production of the country will increase. When the production of country will increase, the GDP of the country will increase. When the GDP is increasing, it means economic growth is also going to be increased. The production increasing, GDP increases, economic growth will increase. When you are producing more and more goods, you will need more employees. So the employment of the country will increase. When the employment increases, the per capita income increases. When the per capita income increases, the national income is also increasing, right? After that, if I talk about when you are producing more goods, you will be able to export them. Export means selling goods to abroad. When you are doing more exports, when you are doing more, when you are doing selling of more goods and in the foreign country, you will be getting more foreign currency. So your foreign currency reserve will increase. When the production is increasing, when the employment is increasing, so government's tax revenues definitely is going to increase. Okay, so all these benefits are there if we made the Indian economy a manufacturing hub. And for that, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Stand Up India, Startup India, Mudra Yojana, all these schemes are working directly or indirectly to make an Indian economy a manufacturing hub. Okay. Clear? Let me know. Next. After that, infrastructure including social infrastructure. Next chapter is that infrastructure including your social infrastructure. Give me a minute. Good morning, ma'am. Congratulations, Swati ma'am. So you are a SBI PO right now. That's a very good news. For me also, I'm very happy that you got selected. And that time we met in the Bhopal, that was lovely. The offline classes has a different impact, right? So very congratulations to you. And if you're preparing for the JIB and CIB, you can contact with me, okay? On the Telegram also, you can check there. Or any social media, you can contact there, okay? A very congratulations. So that made my day. Thank you so much. So let's continue the session here. So infrastructure including social infrastructure. Why infrastructure is very important in the country? Why it is very important to have an infrastructure development, social infrastructure? So first of all, if I talk about the economic growth and economic development, what is economic growth and what is economic development? The economic growth is representing us the increase in the national outputs. When the national output of a country is increasing, when the national output of a country is increasing, it means the production of the country is increasing. You are producing more and more goods and services. Okay, you are making more and more goods and services. That is the increase in the national output means. That is the increase in the production means. Now, if I talk about the economic development, what is economic development? Okay, what is economic development? Economic development represents the economic growth plus the economic welfare. Now, what is economic growth? Economic growth means increase in the production. When the production is increasing, and because of this production, we are able to change, we are able to see the positive changes in the life of human beings. That will be known as economic welfare. Like for example, if the production is increasing, because of that, employment is increasing. Because of production, what is increasing? Employment increasing. Because employment is increasing, people's living standard is increasing. People's living standard is increasing. Because of that, your infrastructure development is happening. Infrastructure development is happening. Because of that, the literacy rate is increasing. Now, all these are the things which are making the life of a human being much better. Okay, they are making the life of a human being much better, much good. So, they are economic welfare means you are doing well-being of the human resource. You are providing them the better options for the livelihood. That is known as economic welfare, right? So this is the economic development equals to economic growth plus the economic welfare of yours that we have to cover. Okay, so you can see whenever there is a development, there will be an infrastructure development. Whenever you are developing economy, you are making the life of human being better. So you have to develop the infrastructure as well. Because for example, if I am living in a rural area, so what happens? I need a proper road connectivity so that whenever in the emergency situation, I want to go to the hospital, I will reach on the time. I need a road transportation so that I can go to the school. I need road transportation so that I can go from one place to another place easily. I need an internet connectivity. I need an infrastructure for the internet connectivity. I need an infrastructure for the electricity, which is not available in our country. Okay, so that's why infrastructure development always makes sure that the livelihood of human beings, the better livable options you are giving to the population, that will be covered under the your infrastructure development. So here we have to cover infrastructure and economic development, energy, power, transport, rail, road, civil aviation, concept of social sector, social infrastructure, health, education, family welfare, development of health infrastructure. Now, development of health infrastructure is how much important we all have seen at the time of the pandemic, right? So the hospitals, the beds which are available, all the health infrastructure failed at the time of pandemic. We have seen that situation. So that is very important to give a proper health infrastructure to the people. So what government of India is doing there? Okay, what government of India is doing there and how government of India is helping the population to get the better facilities, that we have to cover here. Now, the next one is globalization. Now, what is globalization? If I talk about globalization, first let's understand the economic reform that happened in the year 1991. If I talk about 1991, the LPG policy was introduced. We have introduced the LPG policy. LPG stands for liberalization, privatization and globalization. What does LPG stands for? Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Okay, you qualified the JIB also. Again, congratulations, Swati. Yes, definitely. CIB classes are already available and already started. The CIB 2 batches has been already started. And whenever and whatever need you will need from my side, let me know, okay? So, okay, let's continue. This is an English medium batch. Avantika, the class timing is at 7 a.m. Okay. Rajneeshar, I will share the PDF. Don't worry about it. I am discussing right now. I will share with all of you in the application. Don't worry. Okay, let's continue. So, liberalization, the L stands for liberalization. Now, what does means? This liberalization has done the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj a thing of past. Okay, it made the license Raj, permit Raj, quota Raj a thing of past. It means it used to happen in the country. It used to happen that you have to take license. You have to go to the certain departments or ministries to take the permission, and to take the permit, to take the quota. So what happens here, they used to give a very less license. At that time, there were a lot of corruption in our country. So it took lot of time and you have to go lot of ministries and departments just to take the permission to start business in the country. And if you get the license, they will give you the permit. Okay, permit restrictions was there. They will give you the quota restriction, like you can produce the goods, but this is the only level you can produce. Not more than that production can be done by you. So these conditions were there at the country when there was no liberalization. So when we have introduced the liberalization, it created what? It gave us the solution, it gave us the value solution in which the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj became a thing of past like it used to happen. So all the restrictions, all the rules, vagera, restrictions, regulations has been removed. Now the privatization means that simply you allowed private companies to work in India. That's the privatization. Okay. In the privatization, we started giving ownership. Okay, we started giving ownership to the private companies to work in our country. That is the privatization. Next, if we talk about the globalization, what is globalization? Globalization simply means you started linking Indian economy with world economies. You started linking Indian economy with world economies. That's what the globalization means. Okay, globalization means simply you link the Indian economy with the world economy. It means you made the Indian economy open. So when we did the privatization, Indian economy became mixed economy. When we did the privatization, Indian economy became mixed economy because now the government and private both are working together. In the globalization, we made the Indian economy a mixed economy because now export import can be done from the country. There is no restrictions on the export and import. Okay, so this is what the LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. Now we have to cover the whole economic reform of LPG and we have to cover specifically the globalization also. So globalization gave the permission to export, import goods and services from one country to another without any restriction, without any kind of regulations. Okay, so this is what we have to cover in the globalization, its advocacy, globalization and its impact on Indian economy, fair globalization, the need for policy framework, globalization, reverse gear, the threat and re-emerge of protectionism. It means what happened when the globalization happened, we started allowing the companies to work in India. The foreign companies will come easily in India and do their business. Apart from that, the foreign companies and foreign trade is also very easy now to perform because now export import can be done without any restriction. Okay, without any restriction you can do the export and import also. So that's what we are talking about here. Whenever we are talking about globalization, it means we made the Indian economy more easy, more efficient. Okay, but now this gives the challenge for the domestic businessman. This gives challenge to the domestic businessman because now the people are more go through the foreign companies product or other MNCs and all. So they are ignoring the Indian product. So that threatened the domestic businessman. Okay, now Economic reforms, I have told you that's the LPG reform in detail we have to cover. So how the overview of economy, the transformation of Indian economy, economic transformation of real sector, economic transformation of the financial sector. Now financial sector means simply a sector where we are making it possible to exchange the funds among the people from one place to another. Okay. Apart from that, foreign trade policy we have to cover. What is foreign trade? Foreign trade is export and import of goods and services. Okay, I will let you know, Prasanthi, in the end of the session, okay? Okay. Now, if I talk about foreign trade, what is foreign trade? Foreign trade simply means export and import of goods and services, that is known as foreign trade. So, export means selling goods to abroad and import means purchasing goods from abroad. You are selling to abroad, that's export. You are purchasing from abroad, that's import. And the policy which tells us about the export and import of goods and services. So the policy in which we talk about the export and import of goods and services, that will be known as foreign trade policy. And the foreign trade policy will be made for 5 years. So this foreign trade policy tells us that which particular goods and services are there which can be freely exported or imported. Like you can freely export and import. Which type of goods are there where there is a restriction? Restriction, it means you restricted goods are there. Only certain state monopoly organization या PSUs can import or export those commodities. Not all the sectors can import. Okay. Now, apart from that, there is a prohibited sector. Prohibited means no one can export or import those kinds of goods and services. So this is what the foreign trade policy tells us. And the foreign trade policy we have to cover is 2015 to 20. What are the challenges is there? Then what are the foreign investments method? FDI, FII, FPI, all that we have to cover. Then the recent trends, economic development versus the economic growth. I have just explained what is growth and development difference. Importance of economic development as a dimension that we have to cover, and all these are the part of your module A. Then we have International Economic Organization, that is World Bank and IMF. Achha, I have one question from all of you. Like World Bank gives loan to the member countries. IMF also gives loan to the member countries. From where these international organizations are getting the money to give loan to the member countries? Like from where World Bank is earning money? From where the IMF is earning money? From where they are getting money? So they are giving loan to the other countries. Let me know. Now, next. International Economic Organization, World Bank, IMF. IMF stands for International Monetary Fund. WTO, we have to cover India and WTO relations, certain regional economic cooperations, recent international economic issues which are going on at the global level that we have to cover. Right now, the global issue we have first, inflation. Inflation is a very big issue. Second, the global issue we have right now, that is the Ukraine and Russia war. So these are the two major issues. Because of the Russia and Ukraine war, we have seen the supply chain disrupt. So the supply chain means from the chain from where we are exporting and importing the goods and services, that disrupted because of the Ukraine-Russia war. So these all are the economic issues we are facing right now. Okay. So I want answer from all of you, like from where the World Bank, IMF are getting money to give loan to the member countries. If you don't know the answer, just write don't know so that I will be continuing by telling you. Okay, we don't have to waste much time here. So whatever question I am asking, if you feel like you don't know the answer, just immediately write don't know. Okay, next. The climate change sustainable development goals we have to cover. Climate change is simply, we are seeing so many floods are coming right now. Okay, we have seen glacier melt so many glaciers are melting. Flood is coming so many. Apart from that, earthquake is happening. All these are the reasons of global warming. All these are the climate change activities which we are facing. And India, or I can say Asia, is a kind of a continent where the maximum these type of natural resources, natural calamities has been seen. And India almost faced a loss of $1 billion in the case of these all climate change activities because of the flood, glacier melt, etc. We have faced a lot of economic issues, so that we have to cover what is climate change. After that, we have to cover the sustainable development goals. Now, what is sustainable development? So we know that we have a scarce resources, we have very limited resources, but the needs and wants of population is very big, right? We know that. But when we talk about the needs and wants of the population, when we talk about the scarce resources available in the country, we have always seen one thing, that how to fulfill the needs. We do this all in the Indian economy, in the economics, in the study of economy, we are doing all this, that the limited resources will be fulfilling the need of the society. But there are certain countries, there are certain developed countries or underdeveloping countries or the developing countries, they are using the resources at the maximum level so that they will develop soon. But now what happens, if you are doing so, you are making it very hard for the future generation to survive. Because if you use all the resources, what will the future generation do? So sustainable development means use the resources in such a way that the future generation do not have to compromise. They do not have to compromise with their needs and wants. So you have to use your resources in such a way, that is known as sustainable development. And there are 17 sustainable development goals. How many goals are there? 17 goals are there that we have to achieve till 2030. Okay, so that we have to study here. Now you can see sustainable development goals, core elements we have to cover. After the core elements of SDG, global issues, initiatives, India progress in SDG, including the climate change, corporate social responsibility activities, everything we have to cover. Okay, all these are the part of your sustainable development goals. Now we have issues facing Indian economy. What issue Indian economy is facing? We are facing poverty. Now what is poverty? A state or condition where a person is not able to fulfill his or her basic needs. Acha, what are the basic needs? Okay, everyone is saying don't know. From developed countries like America. Okay, answer I have not told. So first of all, from where World Bank and IMF getting money to give the loan to the member countries, like you all are working in a bank. From where your bank is getting money, just and I try to link these things. From where your bank is getting money to give loan to the customer. So what you are doing, you are taking deposit from one customer and you are giving loan to the another customer. That's what the international organizations is doing. So what they are doing, they take the member countries' contribution and use that contribution to provide loan to the different countries. Okay, clear? So from where we are getting money? We are getting, the World Bank, IMF are getting money from the member countries only. If India wants to become a member of any international organization, India have to contribute a certain amount of money. So when you are contributing a certain amount of money, that contribution money will be used by World Bank, IMF or any international organization to provide loan to the other country. Okay, this is the answer. Right? Now I have asked you, like, what are the basic needs of a human being? Let me know. What are the basic needs? If you don't know the answer, let me know that you don't know. Okay, food, shelter, clothing. Very good. So food, shelter, clothes, primary education, clean drinking water, sanitation, all these are the basic needs of the human being. And if any person is not capable, of fulfilling these basic needs, now that person will be known as poor. So there are two types of poverty. One is absolute poverty, another one is your relative poverty that we have to cover. Poverty alleviation programs or poverty alleviation scheme introduced by Government of India to eradicate the poverty. Jobless growth of the country, rising inequalities in the country. Migration means the people are transferring or people are going from rural areas to urban area for the settling for temporary or permanent basis. Excessive pressure the migration is creating on the resources. You can see in the cities. in the urban areas, we don't have houses, we don't have localities to provide the people to live. So that's why in the urban areas the slums are increasing, because people coming from the rural area to the urban, we don't have that much resources. Whatever resources we have now, they have a lot of pressure on that to fulfill the need of the population. Because of that, slums and all these things are happening. Apart from that, we have to cover the possible remedies of these and the pandemic situation. Then we have module B, that is economic concepts, which is related to banking. So first we have covered the Indian economic architecture. Second, we have the terms which are related to banking. Like first we have to cover the fundamentals of economics, microeconomics, macroeconomics, and the types of economics. So first we have to have an introduction of economics, like the definition of economics, who has given the definition of economics. After that, we have to cover what are the branches of economics, that is the micro and macroeconomics. Then we have to cover the types of economies, that is the open economy, closed economy. Then we have to cover the economic sectors, economic sections, I can say that the command economy, market economy, mixed economy. The market economy is known as capitalistic economy. The command economy is known as your socialistic economy, and the mixed economy, we have a dual economy. Okay, that is the dual economy. Now, next we have the demand and supply. So in the demand and supply, first we have to cover what is demand. Second, we have to cover what are the different types of goods are there. Then we have to cover the law of demand, the exceptions to the law of demand. Then we have to cover the next thing important is what is the elasticity of demand. Okay, the elasticity of demand we have to cover. Apart from that, we have to cover supply, what is supply, the types of supply, the types of demand, then the law of supply, and then we have to cover the elasticity of supply. So this is the all things we have to cover under the demand and supply. Acha, if I write two statements, do let me know which of the following is correct. I am writing two statements. The first statement is demand creates its own supply. Its own supply. First statement is demand creates its own supply. The second statement is supply creates its own demand. Supply creates its own demand. Let me know which of the following is correct. One or two, which of the following statement is correct? Or both are correct, whatever you say. Some are saying one, some are saying two, some are saying both. Okay. I think first one is correct. Okay. So the right answer is both are correct. It happens with you or not? Like it happens with me a lot of time. When I went to the market, I thought, or I went to the market to purchase something else. But when I came back to home, I purchased a lot of things which I have not even thought about it, that I am going to the market and I am going to purchase this. It happens with you all or not? Like it happens with me a lot of time, Hana. Like when I went to the market, I went to take a particular another thing, but I seen something else, I purchased that. So it happens, I think it happens with everybody, right? Why this happens? Because there was the supply available, you have seen that, you have liked that, you have purchased that. So both the statements are correct. When you are demanding a certain goods and services, you create the supply of that goods and services. But now there are certain goods which are already available in the market. You saw them, you like them, you purchase them. So you are creating the demand of that. That happens, right? So this is what we are talking about. Both the statements are correct. That what we have to cover under the demand and supply. Now, what is money supply? What are the different types of money? What is inflation? We have to cover. So money is simply something which can be exchanged to purchase the goods and services. So anything which can be used as a medium of exchange to purchase the goods and services, that is known as money. So what are the different types of money, like commodity money, the fiat money, the cold money, hot money, that we have to cover. Then we have to cover what is inflation. Inflation means rises in prices. Whenever the prices of goods and services are rising, that is known as your inflation. So increase in the prices is your inflation, right? Now, what are the causes of inflation? Why prices are rising? How to measure inflation? How we will be knowing that how much inflation is there in the country? That we have to cover. Now, the theories of interest, this is a little bit tough chapter, but don't worry, we will be understanding the concept. So the classical theory, Keynesian theory we have to cover, ISLM curve we have to cover here, equilibrium situation we have to cover in the money market and the IS market. Now IS stand for investment savings, LM stands for liquidity preference money supply. Okay. So these are the two curves. Out of these two curves we have to study how these two curves are working. What is the relation between investment and savings? What is the relation between liquidity preference and money supply? And how the equilibrium happens, that we have to cover here. Now we have a business cycle. Business cycle is simply a S-shaped curve graph. Okay, what is business cycle? Like the product life cycle is a S-shaped curve. The business cycle is same. In the business cycle, the first of all, business started expanding here. At this position, business became or reached to the peak level. Okay, and here the business started contraction. It means business started declining, and at this stage, the decline will be maximum. That is known as trough. Okay, so this is the business cycle which covers the 4 phases. So all those phases, what is business cycle, that all we have to cover. Okay. Vishnu sir, why you are raising hand? Do you have any doubt? Let me know. Now, then we have a monetary policy. So we have to cover monetary policy and fiscal policy. Now, monetary policy is formulated by RBI, the central bank of our country. RBI make monetary policy to achieve 3 objectives. First, to ensure the price stability in the country. Second, to ensure the economic stability in the country. And the third one is to ensure the sustainable growth in the country. These are the 3 things which monetary policy is looking for. Okay, these are the 3 things which monetary policy is actually working on. Then we have a fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is made by Ministry of Finance, or I can say Government of India. So Government of India is making the Ministry of Fiscal Policy. So fiscal policy talk about the revenue and expenses of Government of India for the upcoming year. Like always when you heard about budget, budget is an estimated budget. The Government of India is estimating like from where we are earning money and from where we have to spend that money. That is known as your fiscal policy that we have to cover. Okay. Then we have national income. National income simply means the income of all the citizens of the country. How much money we are earning, that we have to cover under the national income. Then we have to cover the aggregates of national income, that will be GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP. All these we have to cover. That is the also chapter from the numericals can become. Now, next we have a union budget. Union budget, what we have to cover? We have to cover 2023 and 24 union budget. Okay, so we have to cover 23-24 union budget. That is going to be introduced on 1st of February by our Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. Accidentally done, it's okay. Now, next is Indian financial system. Now, we have a third module, that is the module C, Indian financial architecture. So, first we have seen the economic architecture of the country. Now, we are going to see the financial systems architecture. Okay. So, first of all, what is financial system we have to cover? So, financial system is simply a system in which the funds will be exchanged among the persons who have surplus money and the persons who have deficit of money. Then, what is the pre-1951 era was there? Post 90s, after that 1951 to mid 80s, then post 90s we have to cover Narsimhan Committee's recommendation, the recent status of the banking system we have to cover. Like in the Indian financial system overview, we have to cover like how we have to cover here like how the banking system evolution happened. So evolution of banking system we have to cover here. Then we have Indian banking structure. In Indian banking structure, we have to cover the types of banks, all the types of bank, RRB, payment bank, small finance bank, scheduled bank, non-scheduled bank, commercial bank, cooperative bank, non-commercial bank, everything we have to cover. Okay, that's what we have to cover. That's the Indian banking system we have to cover. Now, Banking Regulation Act 1949 and the RBI Act 1934 we have to cover. The certain chapters, schedules or sections of the act we have to cover. Then development financial institution, we have lot of development financial institution, like we have SIDBI, we have NABARD, we have IFCI, we have NHB, we have ICICI, we have IDBI. All these are the development financial institution. So how they are working, what are the functions of them, we have to cover that. We have microfinance institution. Now microfinance institutions are the institution which are providing the microcredit facility or microfinance facility, that we have to cover. What is the difference between microfinance and microcredit, we have to cover. Apart from that, what are self-help group, what are the joint liability group, we have to cover. So that's what the microfinance institution is there, and how they are helping us to develop the Indian economy. Like microfinance institution are similarly as the MSME is working in the country, and the certain initiatives has been taken by government to develop the MSME sector, similarly to develop the microfinance institution. Okay, next. Non-banking financial companies. Now, what is NBFC? What is non-banking financial companies? So, first we have to cover the evolution of NBFC. Like, if I talk about the financial institution in our country, we have two types of financial institution. First, we have banking institution, and second, we have your non-banking financial institution. So, banking institution cover all the types of banks which are working in India under the RBI. Non-banking financial institution, we have All India Financial Institution, we have non-banking financial companies, we have primary dealers. These three are what? These three are the non-banking financial institution. Out of that, NBFC we have to cover in detail. So what is NBFC? What is the difference between NBFC and bank? Then we have to cover the evolution of NBFC, role of NBFC, functions, regulators of NBFC, classification, types of NBFCs, oversight by RBI, everything we have to cover about the non-banking financial companies. Then we have insurance companies. Insurance companies are simply how they are working, what is the history, and etc. we have to cover. Indian financial system regulators. So we have RBI, we have Reserve Bank of India, we have SEBI, we have Adda, we have PFRD. So RBI regulates the banking system, SEBI regulates the financial system, or I can say the investment system of our country, investment market of our country. Adda controls the insurance market, or PFRDA controls the pension market. That we have to cover all the regulations, all the rules and regulations or function of these regulatory bodies. Then we have to cover the reforms and development in banking system. What reforms has been happened, what changes has been happened since the 1770, how the banking system is evolving, how the financial system is evolving, that we have to cover here. Now the module D covers the financial product and services. So first we have to cover what is financial market. Financial market is a platform which is making available a place for all of us to exchange our ideas, to exchange our funds by using the certain financial products and services. Then we have to cover the different three important financial sector, that is money market, capital market and the forex market. These are the three main important financial market we have to cover. The bond and debt market are the part of the capital market only. The capital market stock exchange is only the part of your capital market. Okay. So this is forex market we have to cover. Then we have to cover the interconnection of various market. What is the market definitions, dynamics, how these market are connected with each other, that we have to cover here. Then the merchant banking service, the only type of banking which is regulated by SEBI. All the other types of banking like para banking, universal banking, virtual banking, shadow banking, onshore banking, offshore banking, every type of banking is regulated by RBI, but only the merchant banking is regulated by whom? SEBI. So that we have to cover what is merchant banking. Now the derivative market is also a part of capital market. Okay, derivative comes under the capital market only. So we have to cover the derivative market here. Then we have a factoring, forfeiting, venture capital, leasing, hire purchase. All these are the alternate source of finance. All these are what? All these are the alternate source of finance. So if I talk about banking system, the 60% requirement of money will be right now fulfilled by the banking system or traditional banking methods of our country. But if I talk about the rest of 40%, the rest of 40% we are trying to fulfill with the help of finding out the alternate source to give the funds or to raise the funds. That is factor, forfeiting, trade receivable discounts, venture capital, leasing and hire purchase. So all these are the alternate source of finance. Now we have to cover the credit rating agency which are providing rating to the sector of our country. Rating related to credit history of their, credit worthiness of their. According to that, they will be giving the data to the financial institution to whom to give loan or to whom not to. Now, mutual funds we are going to cover under the capital market only. There are two types of mutual fund scheme, open-ended and closed-ended. So that we have to cover. Then insurance products we have to cover. What are the different types of insurance products bank is offering? What are the different types of insurance products insurance companies are offering? Then the pension fund, different types of pension schemes of Government of India we have to cover. And the last, we have two topics, that is para banking, how the financial services are provided by banks. What is para banking? What are the functions of para banking? Then the real estate investment fund, infrastructure investment fund, that we have to cover. Okay, so here we ended the syllabus of the Indian economy, Indian financial system. Similarly, I have discussed the syllabus in detail about the principles and practices of banking on Saturday. I have discussed that. So if you have not seen that, do watch that particular session so that you will be understanding the PPP syllabus also. Okay. So this is how the syllabus we have discussed. In the next class, we will be continuing the topic. Okay, we will be continuing the topic in the next class. Right now, those candidates who have not joined the YT session yet, do let me know. I will be letting you know that how you can join the session. So what you have. Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to the second class of our Indian economy, Indian financial system. So first, let me know, am I audible to all of you? And audio, video, both are okay? Let me know. Is audio and video both are okay? Yes. Okay, let's continue. So we have discussed in the last class the syllabus of Indian economy, Indian financial system. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the Indian economy basics. It means the basics of economics we are going to discuss. So the foundation class means that we have to cover a certain topics that is making the understanding of whole syllabus, whole subject. Okay. So that we are going to discuss today in the Indian economy, Indian financial system. This is the second foundation class, and in the second foundation class, we will be covering the basic understanding of the terminologies related to Indian economy and Indian financial system also. Let's say, for example, we can call it here, like we are going to discuss the foreign investment. We are going to discuss about the foreign investments. Okay, when we are talking about foreign investments in Indian economy, what is the current situation of investment in Indian economy? Then certain terms comes in front of us, like the FDI, like FII. These are the term FPI. These are the terms that going to be there when we are studying the foreign investment. So what are these terms? We have to understand that. When we are going to discuss the NRI business, so there are certain types of accounts, like NRE account is there, NRO account is there, how this is working, what are the foreign currency accounts. So all these things are the terminologies which are basic, which creates the basic understanding of whole subjects that we are going to do in this particular class of foundation class of Indian economy, Indian financial system. Didn't get your voice. Am I not audible? Acha, those candidates who have already joined the session, do let me know audio is okay or not. If nothing is there, no issue is there, do write all okay once. Do write all okay once so that I will be knowing that there is no issue from my side. Okay, if you are not facing any issue, do write all okay. All okay. So if anybody is facing issue, any audio issue or video issue, if you are facing, then do rejoin the session. Okay. If you are facing any kind of issue, then do rejoin the session. Okay, let's continue. So when I am talking about the foundation class is simply means to understand what actually the terminologies are by which we will be able to get the conceptual clarity of the chapter. Let's say, for example, we will be discussing PSL in the upcoming chapters. So what is priority sector? Why this lending has been introduced? So the concept clarity if there, then you will be able to easily understand the chapter. We don't have to go with the basic again and again. Okay. So let's start. So first of all, let's start with the very basic thing of economy, that if I talk about the economy in any economy, whether it is India, Indian economy or US economy or whatever economics we are talking about, every economy have a scarcity of resources. Every economy have a scarcity of resources. Okay, and every economy has unlimited needs and wants. Every economy has unlimited needs and wants. Okay, so what is Indian economy? Indian economy means there is a scarcity of resources and every economy have unlimited needs and wants. Now, how to make it possible that how to allocate the resources, how to do the allocation of resources so that we will be able to fulfill, the unlimited need and want of the country. That will be known as your economy. That is your economy. So what we are facing in the economy, there are certain things in the economy which we are facing. The first thing which we are facing is simply the scarcity of resources. Scarcity means I can say limited resources we have. Okay, very limited resources we have. Scarcity means limited. Less in the numbers, that is means the scarcity. So there is a scarcity of resources. We have very less resources, but the needs and wants of the people is unlimited. So how you should allocate, how you should distribute these resources so that these unlimited needs and wants will be fulfilled. This study is known as economics. This study is known as economics. Okay, and this is what happens in every economy. So there is a scarcity of resources and there is an unlimited needs and wants. Now how to fulfill these two, that will be your economics. Okay, now if I talk about two terms, there are two terms. First term is economy and the second term we have economics. Acha, first let me know these two terms are same or different, or if they are different, what is the difference between these two? Let me know. Economy and economics both are same thing or different thing? And what is the difference between these two? Let me know. Okay, everybody is saying it is different. So what is the difference between these two? Economics is the study of economy. Study of economy is economics. Study of economy is known as economics. Study of economy is economics. So everybody is saying a study of economy is economics. Everybody is saying a study of economy is economics. Now, so we all have heard about economics, but we have heard economics as a subject. We have heard economics as a subject. It means if it is a subject, it will be studying something. So when the study of economy will be done, that will be known as your economy. So the study of economy is known as your economics. Clear? Now, what is economy? Now, what is economy? If I talk about economy, economy is simply a system. Economy simply is a system in which the production, the distribution, and the consumption of goods and services will be done. That system is known as economy. So what is economy? Economy is simply a system in which production, distribution and consumption of goods and services will be done. That will be known as your economy. Okay, that is known as your economy, and the study of this system is known as economics. And why we need to study this economics? Why we need to study this system? Because in this system we have very less resources, but the needs and wants are unlimited. So we have to study that how these goods and services should be used so that the unlimited needs and wants will be fulfilled. That's why we study the economy. That's why we study the economy. So economy is system and the study of this system is known as economics. I hope it is clear. Now, the one important thing we have to add here is that we can say that we can also explain the difference between these two like this. Like economics is a set of theories. Economics is a set of principles, you can say. Economics is a set of principles, or we can say economics is a set of theory. So when you use this set of theories, the set of principles in practical life, when you use this in practical life, that will be known as your economy. That will be known as your economy. Okay, so when you use the set of theories, the set of principles of economics in the practical life, that will be known as economy. Clear? So you can explain either way. You can say like that economy is a system in which production, distribution and consumption of goods and services will be done, and the study of the system is economics. Or you can say economics is a set of theories when these theories are used in the practical life, that creates the economy. Okay, let me know this is clear or not. Till now this concept is clear. Is there any doubt? Let me know. कुमार सर, इन हिंदी द क्लासेस आर गोइंग ऑन एट 6 AM. आपका हिंदी का जो इंडियन इकोनॉमी, इंडियन फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम है, वो सुबह 6 बजे क्लास चल रही है ऑलरेडी. तो आप सुबह 6 बजे ज्वाइन करो. 3 क्लासेस हो चुकी हैं उस बैच में. ओके, क्लियर टू ऑल? ओके, नाउ दिस इज व्हाट इकोनॉमी एंड इकोनॉमिक्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. नाउ नेक्स्ट important thing is like how we can say that the set of theories used in the practical life will be economy. Let's take an example for that. We will be understanding that in more easy way. Let's say you all have heard about sustainable development. Have you heard about sustainable development? Yes or no? And if yes, then do let me know what is the meaning of sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Okay, everybody is saying no, they have not heard about it. Okay, let's understand this. There used to be a Millennium Development Goals which started in the year 2000. And 2000 till 2015 we have to continue these goals. Okay, so these goals were introduced. There were 8 goals, and these goals were introduced for the developing nations. It was introduced for the developing nations. Okay, now after this duration of your 15 years, 2000 to 2015, when it ends, so we have introduced sustainable development goals. This started in the year 2015, and 2000 till 2030 it was there. Okay, till 2030 it was there. So there are total 17 goals, and this used to be followed by developing plus developed nations. Okay, this should be followed by developing plus developed nations, that is known as your SDG. Now these goals are introduced by United Nations General Assembly, and these goals are implemented by United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Okay, goals are introduced by United Nations General Assembly, and goals are implemented by United Nations Development Program. Development in the basic needs of people, development that lasts long. Okay. I am not available English. Sorry, Hindi classes 6. Srinivas sir, I am not able to understand what you are trying to say. What you are asking, I am not able to understand. Do write it again, or do ask your question again. So this is the goals that has been introduced by United Nations General Assembly. Now what are these goals? Let's understand. The first 8 goals, Millennium Development Goals, was introduced to make sure that the developing countries will be developed. So there are certain 8 goals which going to be helpful for the developing countries to become developed nations. That's why the MDG goals has been introduced. Okay. Now after the MDG goals, when the developing countries were trying to achieve the developing goals, or I can say these 8 goals of Millennium Development Goals, it has been we found out that the developed nations uses their resources at the maximum level to achieve their target. To become more developed, They are continuously using their whole resources to become the developed nation, or I can say already developed nation are using their resources in very fast manner. Now, this has been said under by seeing that what the developed nations are doing. After seeing that, it has been said, like, if you utilize the whole resources, how the future generation is going to be survived. Like, if all the resources will be used by us, then what happened for the with the future generation? That question has arisen at the time of Millennium Development Goals, because we have seen that developing nations were following the goals, but the developed nations were using the resources very faster. So that's why it has came in the news, that's why it has came in the highlight, that if you use the whole resources, how the future generation is going to be survived. And then the concept of sustainable development has been introduced. So then the concept of sustainable development we have seen, in which it has said that all the countries have to use their resources in such a way, in such a manner, that the future generation do not have to compromise with their needs. So you can use your resources, but use your resources in such a manner, in such a way, that the future generation do not have to compromise with their needs. That is known as sustainable development. Okay, that is known as sustainable development. Gandhi ji also said the same thing. Gandhi ji said that on earth we have sufficient resources to fulfill the needs of the people, but we don't have sufficient resources to fulfill the greed of the people. Like, if there is a lalach, like if you have a certain lalach of the having something, so if you have a greed, you will not be able to fulfill the greed, but yes, you will be able to fulfill the basic needs. Okay, so this is what the sustainable development is, and this is what the Millennium Development Goals and Sustainable Development Goals. Let me know, is it clear to all of you? All the concept related to SDG, MDG is clear? Praveen sir ki class, let me check. Retail banking class is there or not, let me check. I will be letting you know. No, there is no class. Maybe Praveen sir is on leave. No class is there. Okay, now let's continue. So I hope it is clear to all of you. Yes, MDG and SDG both was introduced by United Nations General Assembly, and UNDP stand for United Nations Development Program. Okay, UNDP stand for United Nations Development Program. MDG stand for Millennium Development Goals, SDG stand for Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, chalo, let's continue. So this is what we have discussed, that these are the theory na. Sustainable development is a theory. When you are using this theory in the practical life, that becomes your economy. Okay, next. So what we have discussed here, what is economy and what is economics and how it is working, we have discussed. Now, this economics branches are there. So we have to discuss branches of economics. Branches of economics. So we have two branches. Okay, the first one is microeconomics, and the second one is macroeconomics. First one is microeconomics and the second one is macroeconomics. Clear? Now, what is micro and macroeconomics we have to discuss here. So first of all, this micro and macroeconomics concept has been introduced in the year 1933. In the year 1933, we have introduced the 1933, the branches of economics, and it was done by Mr. Ragnar Fritsch. Mr. Ragnar Fritsch has divided economics into two categories. And Mr. Ragnar Fritsch divided economics into two categories, that is micro and macroeconomics. Clear? Now, what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is simply the economics in which study of individual will be done, where the study of individual will be done. Study of individuals will be done, that is a microeconomics. Now, what is macroeconomics? The study of whole. A study of whole will be known as macroeconomics, or whole, or you can say aggregate. A study of whole, or you can say aggregate. So when you are studying the whole economy, that will be known as macroeconomics. When you are studying the aggregate of economy, that will be known as macroeconomics. So a study of individual is known as micro, and a study of whole will be known as macro. I hope it is clear. Now let's understand what does it means of a study of individual. Let's say in this particular class, we have 105 students, right? Out of this 105 students, I am only talking about one student's need and want. What type of a study it will be? It is a microeconomics or is it a macroeconomics? So there are 105 students in the class. I am talking about only one student in the class. So is it a microeconomics or is it a macroeconomics? Those candidates who are watching us on the YouTube, also you have to answer. Okay, you also have to answer that what type of economics is it? What type of study is it? Micro or macro? Stay active in the session. It is a microeconomics. Okay, what is it? It is a microeconomics. So because out of 105 students, I am just talking about the one student, that's a microeconomics. Acha, if I talk about whole 105 students, what type of study it will be? I am talking about the whole students. What type of study it will be? That's a macroeconomics. Okay, that will be a macro study. Very good. Now let's say in this particular office, there are 100 studios. In this office of 24/7, there are 100 studios. Out of all the 100 studios, I am talking about this studio's need and want. What type of what type of study is it? I am only talking about this studio's needs and want. What type of study is it? Micro or macro? That's a microeconomics, right? When I study the whole 100 studios, that will be a macroeconomics. So this is the meaning of a study of individual and a study of whole. So study of individual person, study of individual firm, a study of individual entity, that will be known as micro study. And a study of whole economy, a study of aggregate economy will be known as your macroeconomics. Okay. Now next. In the microeconomics, it gives us the price theory. Microeconomics gives us the price theory. Okay. Now, what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics gives us the income theory. Now, what does it means? Let's discuss that also with an example. So, micro talks about the price theory and macro talks about the income theory. Now, what is the meaning of this? Let's understand. For example, there are three people. There are three people, A, B, and C. And all these three people want to purchase rice. All these three people want to purchase rice. Okay. So do let me know, will they all the three will be available to purchase the rice at the same time? Is it possible that all the three will be purchasing the rice at the same prices? They will be capable of purchasing rice at the same price. Is it possible? Depends on income, depends on what? Yes, very good. Depends on income. It depends how much money they are earning. According to that, we can say that they can purchase at the same price or no. So let's say that the the A belongs with the BPL family. What is BPL? Below poverty line family. A belongs from the BPL family. Now B belongs from the middle income group family, and C belongs from the high income group family. Now, can we say that they can be able to purchase the rice at the same price? One is from the below poverty line, one is from the middle income group family and one is from the high income group family. No, it is not possible because everyone have their different level of earning. According to that, they will be able to purchase the goods and services. So now A is capable of purchasing the rice at 3 rupees per kg. Okay, because he belongs to the BPL family. Now let's say B is capable of purchasing the rice at 40 rupees per kg. And the C is capable of purchasing the rice at the 80 rupees per kg. So we have three types of rice in which we are selling that 3 rupees, 40 rupees and 80 rupees. Okay. Now how you have identified that what price you have to introduce? Like you have to give rice at 3 rupees, you have to give rice at 40 rupees, you have to give rice at 80 rupees. How you have studied that? How you got this particular study? By doing the micro study of the economy. By understanding, by knowing that individual person is capable of paying how much amount of money. You have decided the three price categories in the economy and that has been defined by the microeconomics. Okay, that has been defined by the microeconomics. So I hope microeconomics is clear to all of you. Let me know. Microeconomics is clear that the price theory has been introduced by the microeconomics because it studies the individual. When they study the individual, they will be capable of knowing it. Okay. So, like how it is possible to give the rice at 3 rupees kg? That is because of public distribution system, PDS. Now this PDS, public distribution system, has been introduced in the 1947. In 1947, Government of India has introduced the public distribution system to us. Now this public distribution system is the system in which Government of India is trying to provide, we can say Government of India is trying to provide the food grains to the BPL families, below poverty line families at a subsidized food grains. Subsidized rate they are providing food grains like na 2 rupees kg, 3 rupees kg because the government is providing subsidy here. So public distribution system in our country is going on since the 1947 and we are continuing this in the National Food Security Act 2013. Under that you are providing a subsidized rate food grains, that is known as public distribution system. Achha, you all have heard about the ration shops, right? Yes or no? You all have heard about the ration shop. You all have must heard about the fair price shop. In your locality, there will be a fair price shop. In your locality, there will be a ration shop. From there, the BPL family who have ration cards, it may be a priority ration card, it may be an Antodaya ration card. So those people are going to the shop and they are purchasing the subsidized food grain. That is the public distribution system. And that's where, that's the location by the below poverty line people are purchasing the food grains. And all these things will be understood under the microeconomics because you are studying the individual person. That's why you are capable of understanding this. Okay. Now, if I talk about the macroeconomics, macroeconomics talks about the study of whole. So, when you are studying that in India, there are 100 people, what income they are doing, that is the macroeconomics because you are studying the whole economy. So, when you are studying the whole economy, you are getting their income level. Apart from that, you are studying that in India, there is 100 companies already. So, those 100 companies, how much money they are earning. When you are studying the everything together, that will be defining the macroeconomics. Clear? Let me know immediately is it clear or not so that I will be continuing in the next topic. Clear or not? Income theory is simply when you are studying everyone together. Like there are 105 students in the class. So I am studying all of you. I am talking to you. I have collected the sample and in which I got that each and every person is earning around average 50,000 in a month. So I got the idea that the 100 people are earning, each people is earning 50,000 in a month. So I will be understanding the overall income of the country. So when you are studying the whole economy now, so you are not studying the individual person. You are not able to understand what individual person is earning. You will be able to understand the overall income of the country. That is the income income theory. So you are getting the data of the whole economy. That is the income theory. Okay. Right, correct. How we study each individual's need? By taking a sample from the economy. Okay, like how we are doing survey, we are collecting a certain people, we are getting the data of certain people, we are doing a study on them, and then we estimate the whole economy status. Okay, that's how we can study the individual person. That's how we can study the whole economy. So whole economy doesn't mean that you are going at every, like we are doing census. Census means janganna. You are counting population. Population counting is known as your census. So you are not going every household in the country. No, you have just taken a sample of people. You have taken a certain sample area. Out of that, you have studied the people of that area, and according to that, you had made the whole census of the country. This is how the economy works. Srinivas sir, you are trying to say that you have taken the JIB Mahapak and the all classes are available to you, but not the Praveen sir's classes is available to you. Okay, this is what you are asking, right? So if there is a problem of particular batch, retail banking classes is not available to you. Achha, you have taken English medium classes, na? So Praveen sir do not take the English medium classes. Praveen sir take bilingual batches only. He do not take the English medium classes. So in English medium, you will find me in the Indian economy and PPB subject. And for the retail banking, Vishal sir is there. And for AFM, Niharika ma'am is there. Okay. Praveen sir only take bilingual classes. He do not take the English medium classes. Okay, clear. Next. Now, if I talk about the types of economics on the basis of relation with world. Types of economics according to relation with world. Okay. Now, there are two types. First, we have open economy. And second, we have closed economy. So there are two types of economy, open and closed economy. Now, what is open economy? Open economy is a type of economy when there is no restrictions. When there is no restrictions on foreign trade. On foreign trade by government of India or by the government of your country. So when there is a no restriction on the foreign trade by government of the country, that will be known as open economy. Okay, that is known as your open economy. Now, what is closed economy? Closed economy means when there is a restrictions. When there is restrictions on foreign trade by the government of country, that will be known as your closed economy. That will be known as your closed economy. Okay. So when it comes to the types of economy, as per the relation with the world, we have two types of economies. That is open economy and closed economy. So open economy is a type of economy when there is no restrictions on the foreign trade by the government, and closed economy is a type of economy when there is restrictions on the foreign trade by government. Now, what is foreign trade? Foreign trade means export and import of goods and services. Export and import of goods and services is known as foreign trade. Export means selling goods to abroad. Selling goods to abroad. And import means purchasing goods from abroad. Purchasing goods from abroad. Okay, that is the export and import. Mixed economy is a different thing. We will be discussing mixed economy also, Akash sir. That's a part of economic system. No, Indian economy, Indian financial system class is only for 1 hour. Okay. At 6 a.m. we have a class bilingual of Indian economy, and at 7 a.m. we have English medium English medium Indian economy classes. Books and e-books are not available, and the test series is not available because the syllabus has came out on 14th of January. So it will take a little bit time to make the test series and to make the e-books. Okay. So don't worry about it. Everything will be available to you. The content team is already working on the e-books and test series. As soon as it is started, as soon as it completes, we will be letting you know that. Okay. So let me know, is open and closed economy clear to you? Yes, you will get the syllabus PDF. I will be uploading the syllabus PDF on the application only. Okay, in the application you will find the syllabus PDF, don't worry. So let me know till now everything clear to everyone. Okay, so open economy where you can do the export and import without any restriction. Closed economy where you can't do the export and import. Acha, what type of economy India is? Is India is an open economy or India is a closed economy? What type of economy India is? And when it became the Indian economy, when it became the type of economy which is it is? Okay, everybody is saying Indian economy is an open economy. So everybody is going with the open economy, and that's true. Indian economy is open economy, and it became open economy in the year 1991 because of the globalization. So in 1991, we have introduced the LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization policy. And under the globalization, what is globalization? Globalization means to link Indian economy with the world economies. So when you are linking Indian economy with the world economies, that is known as globalization. And because of this globalization, we started doing export and import, and that's why Indian economy became open economy. Okay, so that's the open economy, and Indian economy became open economy in the year 1991. Now, what is LPG? Okay, the one question is there. What is LPG? So LPG stands for liberalization. L stands for liberalization. L stands for liberalization. P stands for privatization. And G stands for globalization. G stands for globalization. Okay, so difference between branches of economy, types of economy. The branches of economy has been defined as per the study level of the economy. Okay, branches has been defined as per the study level, and the types of economy has been defined as per the relation with the outside of the world, outside of the country, like with the rest of the world. What is the relation of your economy? That has been defined under the types of economy. And in the branches of economy, your level of economic study has been defined. Okay, so Indian economy is an open economy, and it became open economy in 1992. It's actually 1991 by Prime Minister Mr. Narasimha Rao and the Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. Very good, Kumar sir. Good morning, Mahin sir. So this is what we are talking about. Under the liberalization, what happened? Under liberalization, we have reduced, or we have eliminated the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj. Okay. Under the liberalization, it did what? It removed the restrictions from the country. It removed the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj. So LPQ Raj means what? It means license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj. That is known as your LPQ Raj. So liberalization has removed the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj from the country, and that is known as your liberalization. Now in the country, if you want to start your business, if you want to start your own business, what you needed there, to start your own business, you have to take license from the certain ministry, certain department. If you want to start business in India, you have to go a lot of ministries, you have to go to the lot of departments to take the permission, just to take the license. And if you got the license, there will be a permit. Hana, you have to take the permit then. And if you got the license and permit, there used to be a quota, like this is the amount of production you can done in the country. So these restrictions was there whenever any particular person or any particular company want to start their business in India. So these restrictions was introduced by the government of India. Because of there, the foreign companies were not coming in India, and not even the Indian citizens was ready to start their businesses in the country. Because to take the permission to start your business, the lot of corruption was there, so you have to give lot of money to get the license, and after you get the license, still there used to be so much restrictions in the country. That's why the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj has been removed from the liberalization. Okay, let me know, is it clear? Liberalization is clear to all? Once again, okay, liberalization means making things easy. Liberalization means removing the restrictions. So when you are removing the restrictions, when you are making the things easy for the people, that is known as liberalization. So the government of India has removed the restrictions from the licensing, permit Raj and quota Raj, and that became the liberalization. In quota Raj, you got the amount of production you can do. Like this is the 1000 products you can produce. That's the quota Raj has been there. LPQ stand for license, permit, quota Raj. Okay. Then we have privatization. In privatization, what we have done? We have transferred ownership. So transfer of ownership has been done from the government to the private sector. Okay. And we have given the permission to the private sector to work in our country. We have given permission to the private sector to work in our country. That is known as privatization. So what is privatization? Privatization simply means transfer of ownership from government to private companies, and the private companies got the permission to work in the country. That will be known as privatization. Okay, and because of this privatization, Indian economy became the mixed economy, because now the government and private both are working in the country, and that's the privatization. Okay, now in globalization, what we have done, we have started, we link Indian economy, with world economies, Okay, so we have linked the Indian economy with world economy, and because of that, Indian economy became open economy, because now the export and imports can be done very easily from our country. That's what the Indian economy is. Globalization, in the globalization it became open, in the privatization it became mixed. Let me know, is it clear? Yes or no, is it clear or not? Okay, clear to all, right? Very good. That's the liberalization, privatization, globalization, and because of that, Indian economy became the open economy, because there is no restrictions on the foreign trade. You can do export, import from whatever country you want. Acha, is there any country in the world? Is there any country in the world which is closed right now? Is there any country in the world which is closed economy right now? Let me know. North Korea. Okay. Afghanistan. Russia. How you can say Russia? South Korea. Right now, no country is a closed economy. Every country became the open economy because all the countries are doing export import with some countries or the whole world. Okay. So right now, no country is in the part of the closed economy. Every country is doing export imports. So all the countries are part of your closed economy. Every country is your closed economy. Okay. Do remember that. So there is no economy that is right now closed economy. South Korea used to be the closed economy, but now, sorry, North Korea used to be the North closed economy, but even now the North Korea became the open economy because that started exporting and importing goods and services. Okay. Now, after that, we will be discussing in the next class the detail. Now, let's discuss what is economics. So, allocation of scarce resources of an economy according to our priority in order to satisfy the needs and wants of individual person as well as society is known as economics. So, what is economics? Economics is simply a way of allocating or distributing the resources in such a way that we will be able to fulfill the needs and wants of individual person as well as the society. That is known as economics that we have discussed. That's the definition of economics. Now, the economics word has been taken from the Greek word, Greek language. That word is oikonomikos, or you can call it a oikonomia. Okay, and this oikonomikos means the economics, and it means managing a household. So what we are saying that oikonomikos literally translate to the task of managing household. So how you are managing your household is your what? Oikonomikos. And from this word we have created the economics term. So it means how we are managing our nation. How you are managing your country is your economics. So that's what the economics is. It has taken from the Greek word that is oikonomikos, or you can call it a oikonomia. Okay, it means managing your household. It means how you are managing your country, how you are allocating your resources in such a way that your country's need will be fulfilled. That is known as economics. Okay, and this is what we have taken from the Greek language. Clear? Next. Now, let me know which of the following is clear, which of the following statement answer is right. Who is considered as the founder of the field of microeconomics? We have discussed that. Let me know A, B, C, D. So, if I talk about the father of economics, if I talk about father of economics, the father of economics is Mr. Adam Smith. The father of economics is Mr. Adam Smith. And similarly, the father of microeconomics is Mr. Adam Smith. Okay, very good. Right answer will be your C. So, father of microeconomics is Mr. Adam Smith. Those people who are watching us on YouTube, you also have to answer the questions, na? Because you also have discussed, you also have studied the concept which I have taught today. Okay, so right answer will be Mr. Adam Smith. Second, macroeconomics deals with GDP, unemployment, price indices, all of the above. So the macroeconomics deals with which of these concepts of your economy? Very good. The right answer will be D. All of the above. Macroeconomics deal with all of the above. Very good. Next. Okay, India is a what type of economy? India is a what type of economy? So those concepts which I have not studied yet, I have removed the questions of those concepts. We will be discussing those questions tomorrow. Now let me know, India is what type of economy? Very good. India is a mixed economy. In 1991, India became mixed economy. Very good. Next. Principal characteristics of resources. What are the principal characteristics of resources? First is saying there are scarce in relation to our wants. Second is saying they have alternate uses. Third is saying A and B both. Fourth is saying none of the above. So what are the principal characteristics of resources? Very good. Right answer is C, both. That they are scarce, they are limited in comparison to our wants, and they have a alternate uses. Okay, they have alternate uses. So right answer will be C. Very good. Next. In which of the following situation scarcity arises? Scarcity means deficiency. In which of the following situation the scarcity will be there in the economy? First is saying supply of resources greater than demand for resources. Second is saying supply of resources less than demand for resources. Third is saying supply of resources equals to demand for resources. And fourth is saying none of the above. So what do you think, which of the following is correct? Very good. When the supply of resources is less than demand for resources, that is known as your scarcity. Now, Acha, if I ask this question to you, like for example, when the demand is more than supply, what will happen with the prices? When the demand is more than supply, what will happen in the prices? Demand is more than supply. Very good. It is going to increase. Prices are going to increase, and this situation is known as inflation. Okay, this situation is known as inflation. Okay, first, if I say that demand is less than supply, what happened to prices? Demand is less than supply. What happened with the prices? Very good. The prices will start decreasing, and that situation is known as deflation. That situation will be known as your deflation. Very good. Okay, very good. Next. So, economic problem arise due to the fact that resources are scarce, human wants are unlimited, resources have alternate use, or all of the above. So, economic problem arises in the country because of which of the following reason? Very good. All of the above. Okay, right answer will be all of the above. Correct. Now, this is the information for those candidates who are here with all of us, that we have started the bilingual batch and English medium batch from 13th of January. In both the batches, we have started